जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचार्य यमुना तीरावनचार्य जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय निताय गौरंग निताय गौरंग निताय गौरंग जय निताय गौरंग जय वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठुकी रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 1 चैप्टर 1 क्वेश्चन बाय द सेजेस टेक्स्ट 10 प्रायेण अल्पा आयुषः सभ्या प्रायेण अल्पायुषः सभ्या कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जनाः कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मंदा सुमंदमतयो मंदा सुमंदमतयो मंदभाग्या हि उपादृतः मंदभाग्या हि उपादृतः प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलवस्मिन् युगे जनाः मंदासु मंदमतयो मंदभाग्या उपादृतः प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जनाः मंदासु मंदमतयो मंदभाग्या हि उपादृतः प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्यः मंदासु मंदमतयो मंदभाग्या हि उपादृतः प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्यः वर्णावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मंदासु मंदमतयो मंदभाग्या हि उपादृतः प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मंदासु मंदमतयो मंदभाग्या हि उपादृतः Synonyms: prayena, almost always; alpa, meager; ayushaha, duration of life; sabhya, member of a learned society; kalau, in this age of Kali; quarrel; asmin, herein; yuge, age; janaha, the public; mandaha, lazy; sumandamatayaha, misguided; mandabhagyaha, unlucky; he, and above all; upadrutaha, disturbed. Translational purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Please repeat. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Purport. The devotees of the Lord are always anxious for spiritual improvement of general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyzed the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over-sense gratification, over-dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. The people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. The human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the word is, what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence, and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also of many different types of sense gratificatory diversions, such as cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to so many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths which are not based on any revealed scriptures. And very often, people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on that the people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. The student brahmachari communities being maintained, and the householders do not observe the rules and regulations of Grahastha Ashrama. Consequently, the so-called Vanaprasthas and the sannyasis who come out of such Grahastha Ashramas are easily deviated from the rigid path. In the Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilization, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present distorted values of human society. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls, and here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Suta Goswami. Thus sends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda Madhavam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. This is first chapter of the very first canto. And the first 3 verses were the invocation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then afterwards, it is starting with all the sages who are gathered in Naimisharanya. They are performing a yagna of 1,000 years, which will last for 1,000 years, and they are seeing that it is not becoming very helpful. So they seek the guidance or the topics concerning about the how to advance in spiritual life from Srila Suta Goswami. And last few verses they explained about the qualifications of why they are all seeking to hear from Suta Goswami. So they mentioned that you have learned all the Vedas and you have read all the scriptures, and you are also followed the religious life, and then apart from this you have pleased your spiritual masters, not spiritual masters, beginning with Vyasadeva, then Shukadeva Goswami, then many others. So you have pleased all of them, and because you are pleased, they have bestowed upon you all the spiritual knowledge, and you have also assimilated by your own experience also. So, and Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us, not in a complicated way, but in a very easily understandable way, that what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. What is the ultimate good? So you have learned, just like we approach a doctor. So he has learned so much for 5 years at least to be a doctor. So when we go as a patient, we don't ask what and all you have learned, please explain to me. We just tell what is good for me, you tell me this much. I know that you are very learned, but that does not mean I want to learn everything. Because, why? So now these are the qualifications so far explained about Sutta Goswami. Now suddenly, the sages of Naimisharanya are talking about the people of Kali Yuga. They are talking about, see, these are your audience, okay, and this is their qualification. Now you speak. So what is the qualification of the people of Kali Yuga? So 5 qualifications are given here. And this is very nice to know. Why? Because when we go to schools, colleges, any educational institutions, there they have a course, or school or college, wherever you go, they have a course and they have syllabus. Okay. If you are qualified, or if you pay the fees, you can come and sit, and they will teach you. And if you learn, you learn. If you fail, you fail. Doesn't matter. My duty is to teach. Whereas Bhagavatam is not like that. Bhagavatam is talking about whom? Bhagavatam means it's talking about the Supreme Lord, right? Bhagavan. And devotees also, bhaktas also. And also about bhakti seva, the interaction or the loving exchange between the Lord and his devotees. Bhagavan and bhakta is called bhakti or bhakti seva or devotional service. So this is the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then why is it talking about these things? Because unlike our modern education system, where they are not concerned who is sitting, teacher's job is to teach, student's job is to learn. Some student may be slow, some student may be fast, some student may be intelligent, some student may be not so intelligent. They are not concerned about all these things. This is the syllabus, I will teach. If you want to learn, you learn. If you are not learning, do the homework again and again. By chance, if you learn, it's good. If you don't learn, it's fine. If you learn and get a rank, I will advertise everywhere that you got rank because of my teaching. If you fail, I don't remember you at all. And I expect you also don't remember me. So this is the modern education. Whereas Bhagavatam education is not like that. First they will see who are the students. Okay. Now this is the subject matter. Okay. Who and all can come to the standard of intelligence or ability, who can understand these things. So we need certain capacity to understand certain things, right? So how to bring the students to that level, that is also another concern. Whereas in modern education system, it is not a concern at all, right? Maximum teachers will call the parents and tell, your son or daughter is not learning, you do something, right? Here it is not like that. Here the qualification or the disqualification of the listeners or the hearers is also mentioned, so that Sutta Goswami can explain in such a way that people who are having this qualification or disqualification can also come to the stage of understanding who is Bhagavan, and can come to the stage of becoming a bhakta, can come to the stage of performing devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Who is Supreme Lord? He is Paripurna, and he is Pavitra, completely pure. And we are not pure, or we are not having the control of the senses, or etc. Right? So how to bring these people to that level? That is also another concern. So because of that concern, the sages of Naimisharanya, they are explaining. So these are the qualification of the people whom you are going to address. Now, please speak to or enlighten us so that we also can become bhaktas. So this is the whole idea. Not only becoming bhaktas like ordinary bhaktas, completely pure bhaktas who are having unalloyed bhakti. Unalloyed means complete. That means who are prema bhakti, not just ordinary bhakti, prema bhakti. What is that? We will read, we will know later. So now coming back, what are the qualification or disqualification of the people of Kali Yuga? 5 qualifications are mentioned here. What are those? First one is Prayena Alpayusha Sabhya. Everybody is short-lived. That means duration of life is very short. That means time is not there. But the modern people, they say, no. All this disqualification, if you tell to a modern man, a scientist or a politician or anybody, normal person also, they will immediately reject these statements. Right? Alpayusha, what are you saying? See, if you take statistics, life expectancy, that means a person is born and then how many years he is expected to live. So the average was like 32 years when in 1947 when India got independence. You know now what is the life expectancy? It is around 65-70 years for Indians. Okay, so now anybody will tell that Ayu is increasing. Earlier it was 32 years, now it is 65 or 70 years. How are you saying we are short-lived? Duration of life is reducing, right? But let's say another World War comes, World War III, after World War III that statistics was taken. Now let's say World War III comes and hundreds and thousands of people are died. Then immediately the life expectancy, whatever they show, immediately will come down. Now life expectancy is 40 years now. So these statistics and all are useless. And also, why men are short-lived? So it is also mentioned. 4 reasons, very important reasons Prabhupada gives. One is that the duration of life is shortened not so much because of insufficient food. Generally we think if you are not healthy, you will die. You will become weak and one day you will die. But Prabhupada is not saying, that is not the reason. Of course, in Kali Yuga, the nutrition value is reducing. If you see, it's all studies also, Harvard and all the big schools and colleges, they study and give some reports. They say, 50 years back, how much nutrition would be there in an apple or any vegetable. So that is drastically reduced to 50%. That means, if 50 years back you would have eaten 1 apple, now you have to eat 2 apples to get that much of nutrition. So like this. So, and Prabhupada is saying that's not the reason. Then what is the reason? By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, that's one thing. Overeating. Then over sense gratification. Over dependence on another's mercy and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. So these are the reasons. So overeating. Will not, let's say we need certain calories or certain nutrition to maintain our body. And if we give more nutrition or more calories to the body cannot digest it. So it will become fat. And this fat, very food will become the cause of our shortened life and also ultimate death. So overeating. Then over sense gratification. So what is this over sense gratification? Senses all we have, and then senses have to be given some gratification, right? Therefore, but anything done in excess, it will become poison, right? So in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna explains that happiness which looks like nectar in the beginning and poison in the end is happiness in the mode of passion. And we all know, all of us are in Kali Yuga, whole society is teaching everyone to become passionate. The more passionate you are, the more glorious you are, right? You build one small house, okay, small house, okay, kya banaya. Build one big skyscraper building, he has done something great. Okay, you just drive in your two wheeler, okay, fine. You drive at 300 kilometer speed, he is something great. Passionate activities, right? The more passionate you are, more glorious you are. So this is the problem: over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy. You see, what is this over dependence on another's mercy? So we all require mercy of others to live. But if we think, or if we live only depending on another's mercy, that's called over dependence. For example, a child, when it is born, it depends on mercy of mother and father, right? If mother and father abandon, the child cannot survive, right? But let's say after this child grows, every decision, every small decision, micro level, macro level, and then what is that in between level, I forgot. So all levels, everything is going and asking mother and father, now I have to walk 10 steps, can I walk? So the child can live, so it will become very difficult, right? So basically we are all depending on the mercy of others. But if we think that without this mercy I cannot survive, so I should always be subordinate to certain people only. So what will happen? So we are subordinate to certain people, but we may not be humble towards others, right? Let's say mother and father tells, let's say we'll have biryani today, go and bring meat. So you are going and killing an animal, right? Oh, no, I have to follow my parents. Your parents you should follow, but you should use your intelligence also. They will tell, don't chant Hare Krishna. Oh, no. You should understand when to depend on the mercy of others. Whereas we have to depend on the mercy of the Lord, absolutely. With Lord, we should not say, my dear Lord, you have given me 5 instructions. 4 instructions I liked, I understood, I will follow. 1 instruction I will not follow. No, not like this. So spiritual and material, it's different. Over dependence on another's mercy and artificial standards of living. So all of us know how many now and then we will be getting some reports or some studies explaining overuse of mobile, what will happen. If you are using mobile in the night, what will happen. If you use vehicle only to move around and don't use your legs to walk, what will happen. So it's all artificial standards of living, and the counter effect of using these modern facilities also are rampant, and it's all explained to everyone. So these are the reasons because of which one life duration is reduced. Okay, we may not be undergoing all of this, but we may definitely will be doing one of these things, right? So therefore, but what to do apart from this? In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is 100 years only. Not like Dwapara Yuga, where people could live for 1000 years, or Treta Yuga, where people can live 10,000 years, or like Satya Yuga, where human beings can live for 1 lakh years or 100,000 years. So it's not like that. So even if you maintain a good health, like maintaining keeping regular habits and eating simple food, even if you do this, still your life is short-lived. So this we have to keep in mind. Okay, and then second disqualification is what? Kalavasmin yugejana manda. Manda means lazy. Why so many modern amenities and inventions and facilities are increasing day by day? Because we are lazy, not because we are intelligent. It's just the symptom of laziness, that's all. Why? Let's say we have to walk from here to our house. Okay, it may be like 1 kilometer, half a kilometer. So let's walk. No, let us have one vehicle. Okay, now, okay, keep a cycle. No, we want two-wheeler. Or two-wheeler, then not two-wheeler also not sufficient, four-wheeler. So, like this, manda, because of our laziness, practically because of our laziness, we are increasing the modern amenities. But here, Prabhupada is pointing out, men are not only lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. Right? We are lazy. We tell come to Bhagavatam class. Oh, very difficult. Lazy. I know, Prabhu. I have heard. I have read Bhagavatam. I know same thing. Explained day in and day out. You are not this body. You are spiritual part and parcel of Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Go back to Godhead. Same thing. I know. Laziness, right? Like knowing is equal to realization. When materially then Sumandamati. What is the Sumandamati? Sumandamati is misguided, or one who lack intelligence. They are misguided by whom? First of all, by our own mind, because mind is full of desires and it has to fulfill all these desires. So whatever resource, whatever energy we have, so mind is pulling. Why don't you fulfill this desire? Why don't you fulfill this desire? Fulfill this desire. So because of this, there is no time for self-realization or asking what he is, what the word is, and what the supreme truth is. We don't have time for this, isn't it? Where is the time for all these things? Why? Because and even though in human form of life we can end all the miseries of hard struggle, of material existence, and go back to Godhead, but because of our bad education system, so who is misguiding us? One is ourselves and the people around us. So Prabhupada is saying here, bad system of education means we are being taught, again as I told, that if you are more passionate, then you are more glorious. And if you try to understand what is, who am I, what is this word, what is the supreme truth, then you are not, because you are not capable of doing anything, you are doing all these things. Sitting and reading some scriptures written by some old man thousands of years back. Okay, you read for 1 month, did you see God? So these are the misguidance which we all receive, right? Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers, right? So how many misguided teachers we have? Just imagine, we have to go to a place and we know that place, and just we have to cross a door and we will go to that place, right? Now imagine, instead of one door, there are 1 lakh doors. Instead of one door, 1 lakh doors. You have to figure out which door you have to open and go. You can open and see and come back and go to next door, or you can do all these things, no problem. Not that, okay, if you open the door, you have to go there only. You can open the door, go there, come back, and then if you don't feel, again come out, go to next door, like that. Just like 1 lakh doors. So the place where we have to go, or where one should desire to go, is back to Godhead, back home, back to Godhead. So there is one door for that. One door means the knowledge which is given by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. There is only one. Prabhupada is the door. So apart from this door, in this world, we have multitude of doors. Our parents will tell, okay, after you grow up, you should do this. Then we go to school, some teachers will tell something, our friends will tell something. Then we okay, we try to read newspaper, so many things. This person became successful by doing this person became failure by doing this. So these are all, everybody is trying to give their ideas. Sometimes they may not be trying to give their ideas, but they are just glorifying either themselves or their some others. So by hearing those glorification, we want to try out those, right? So these are all different guidance, but actually it is misguidance. Misguidance. Everybody is giving. Somebody will tell travel around the world. Somebody will tell get married. Somebody will tell don't get married. Somebody will tell build one house. Somebody will tell why you waste money in building the house. Why don't you spend that money to gain experience? Go and travel the world, meet different people, enjoy the life. Somebody else will tell, no, don't enjoy the life. Read the novel which I have written. Just now I have published this. Very nice. Whole world you can see in this one novel. Somebody else will tell, no, see movie. Okay. Horror movie you see. You'll enjoy. Like that, right? Everybody is trying to give. And as soon as they come to know that we are chanting Hare Krishna, we would have all had this experience. They just come to know that we are going to ISKCON or Hare Krishna moment and chanting one round of Hare Krishna mantra. Immediately this guidance will increase multitude. Hey, Papa, he has become frustrated in life. Maybe he's don't know how to enjoy. Let me take him to Disneyland. Right? Misguiders, misguided teachers. They themselves are misguided and they are trying to misguide us also. So this is the reality of us, right? We sit in Bhagavatam class or try to read Bhagavatam or try to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just see our mind. You close your eyes and see how many thoughts are coming. Just after this class, I will go this, I will go there, I will speak to this person, I will do this, I will do that. Even us. So these are all misguidance. And why it is coming? These are all like voices of different people are coming. And these are stored in our mind and intelligence. And they are popping out. Right? We go to just go walk around. Then you will see one billboard saying, use this detergent. You think? All these things. Some misguidance. Detergent you use, understandable. No, use this one only. Otherwise your clothes will be dirty. You see, everywhere just misguidance. Right? So, this is our unfortunate situation. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya. Manda bhagya. Unfortunate. Unlucky. Unfortunate. We are all definitely unfortunate. Why? Because we are surrounded by all these kinds of, what is this? To do certain activities, certain kind of atmosphere is required, right? Like children, when they are studying, they need school. You cannot take children to fish market and say, you study here, you want to study, no, you study here. No, there is atmosphere is required, right? For everything. Or you can tell a doctor, why don't you conduct your operations, everything in the lawyer's office? Lawyer's office, something else is going on, right? So everything requires a atmosphere. Similarly, spiritual activities also requires atmosphere. It's not that any atmosphere, anything we do. In fact, most of us or some of us have left our own parents. Why? Because we saw that atmosphere is not conducive for our cultivation of our spiritual life. So we have to sometimes give up. So even though they are our parents, what to do? So atmosphere is very important. But if you are not lucky, you will not get proper atmosphere, right? And because of this sense gratificatory diversions are going on, like cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad associations, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, so on and so forth. So because of all these things, what is happening? The spiritual atmosphere itself is not there. Right? It is not only for now, it is for other yugas also. Therefore, Bharat Maharaj, who is the king of the whole world, they are also going away. And Pandavas, they are also going away from their own kingdom. Why? Because the atmosphere is not conducive. So, this good atmosphere is created by the devotees or the presence of the Lord. Devotees means they bring the Lord. From where they bring? From their own heart. Devotees have Lord in their heart. Right? So, wherever devotees are, Lord is there. And wherever Lord is there, everything is conducive. Just like during Krishna's birth, appearance, and even Mahaprabhu's appearance also, we hear the description from Srimad Bhagavatam. Because of Kamsa's atrocities, everything had become the atmosphere had become very not so conducive for cultivation of any spiritual life. So, practically Brahmanas had stopped performing yagnas. And then they were not chanting mantras. One is they are afraid of Kamsa. Another, they are seeing that the atmosphere is not so conducive. And then somehow they are not getting that inspiration. And as Lord appeared in the womb of Mother Devaki, so immediately all Brahmanas, everybody is seeing the atmosphere, somehow it is changing. And it is becoming conducive. So similarly, this unfortunate situation, one is because of this fortune, from where it comes. One is because of our own karma, right? And another is the cumulative karma or the cumulative activities which is going on in the material world. Just like some devotees tell, I heard devotees chanting on the streets. So then I got inquisitive and then went and inquired. Then I got to know, then I came in touch with devotees. Then after some time I became a devotee. So, in explaining this situation of theirs, they will explain that I was fortunate to come in touch with Srila Prabhupada, come in touch with the devotees, come in touch with Harinam Sankirtan. So this good fortune, who is creating? The devotees only can create. And unfortunately, because the number of Brahmanas, practically there are no Brahmanas, and then there are no devotees, very few devotees, because there is no conducive atmosphere. So people are becoming unlucky, mandabhagya. So this is the situation. And then above all this, upadritaha, always disturbed, quarrelsome, mentally disturbed. Okay, mind, somehow you do some yoga, some pranayama, some this, that. Somehow you are calm and just step out of your house and you are seeing that your two-wheeler is fallen down. Or something is happening, right? Always disturbed, quarrelsome. And then this quarrelsome is happening now between the countries. So Prabhupada says here, for maintenance of such material civilization, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. Always there is cold war or hot war, either physical fight or mental fight. So it has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to society. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls, and here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami. So this is, what's the remedy? Okay. So what's the remedy? So before starting Bhagavatam class, we all chant Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya is the remedy, right? Okay. And then we all know that we should read Srimad Bhagavatam, and by reading Bhagavatam, we will all get the good fortune. Even though short-lived, still we can progress in spiritual life. And in fact, Srimad Bhagavatam itself says in the 12th canto that Kaler dosha nide rajan, Kali Yuga is full of faults. Asti eko mahan gunaha, Kirtana deva Krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. So just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can get detached from this mukta sangha. Sangha means bad association or the material atmosphere. We can become detached from this material consciousness, and then param rajayat, we can go back home, back to Godhead. So this is the process. Now, another thing we have to understand is why we are reading Bhagavatam only. There are many scriptures, right? And then why particularly Bhagavatam? Particularly Bhagavatam because this is the opinion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we all know, is the Yuga Avatara. He is the Avatara for this Yuga, Kali Yuga. He is the one who Lord appeared as himself, as Channa Avatara or hidden incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told, this is what you should do. Therefore we are very much interested in reading Bhagavatam, even though there are many Puranas, practically 18 Puranas are there. And then 4 Vedas are there, 108 Upanishads are there, then many 108 Upanishads are there. There is Upanishad and Upanishad. So small one, like that. Then there are Itihas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, so many books are there, right? We have particularly chosen to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam only. Why? Because this is particular. This is what is required. In the modern age, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached Srimad Bhagavatam by practical demonstration. Preached Srimad Bhagavatam. It is easier to penetrate into the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam through the medium of Sri Chaitanya's causeless mercy. So, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, one can penetrate into the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, and then whatever need is there for the modern field, human society at present is not in darkness of oblivion, then but there is a pinprick somewhere in the social body at large. Even though there are so much of advancement going on, there is some pinprick. That means there is some lacunae in the social body at large, and therefore there are large scale quarrels, even over less important issues. There is a need of clue. There is a need of clue as to how humanity can become one in peace. Peace, friendship and prosperity with a common cause. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this end, for it is cultural representation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society. So, this particularly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told, because only by Srimad Bhagavatam one can re-spiritualize the atmosphere. And also, even though it is age of quarrel, a golden age can appear by following the principles of Bhagavatam. And how to follow Bhagavatam? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown it by practical demonstration. What is that? It is easier to penetrate into the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam through the medium of Chaitanya's causeless mercy. So there, in the beginning of Bhagavatam, in the introduction, Prabhupada is giving the introduction in about 35 to 40 pages of life of Lord Chaitanya. Because if you study Lord Chaitanya's life, you can easily understand what are the Bhagavatam principles and easily follow. So there is a book Bhagavat. It is imperative that one learn Srimad Bhagavatam from the person Bhagavatam. There is a book Bhagavatam and there is also person Bhagavatam. So we can learn about book Bhagavatam by surrendering or by approaching a person who is already following the principles of Bhagavatam. Okay. So because of this, we read Srimad Bhagavatam on the order of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he has told, what and all he has told, what and all one should do, he has told, Aradhyo Bhagavan Rajendra Taniyas Tadhama Vrindavanam. So, what and all the final truths which one has to understand after reading Bhagavatam, these final 5 truths at least one should understand. If somebody is reading, or somebody says that I am reading or trying to understand Bhagavatam, or I have understood Bhagavatam. What is this? Aradhya Bhagavan. So who is your Aradhya? Who is your worshipable Lord? Because that is very unclear. Even the Hindus say we worship demigods, and then some of the so-called Hindus also say that if somebody excels in something, he can also become God. Like Sachin is excellent in cricket, so he is also cricket god. He is. This is all nonsense. Who is that Aradhya? Who is that ultimate person whom everybody should worship? So that will be clear by Bhagavatam. Who is that? Aradhya Bhagavata Tanayas, or Rajendra Tanya, or son of Raja Indra, or the king of Raja. Who is the king of Raja? Nanda Maharaj. Who is his son? Krishna. So he is the worshipable Lord. So we can learn all these things from Bhagavatam. Then Tadhama Vrindavanam, along with Lord Krishna, everything which is related to Krishna is also worshipable. Right? Even the cloth which is used by the Lord, that also becomes worshipable. The water which washes the feet of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord, that also becomes worshipable. Rather, we take it as Charnamrita with great reverence, right? So every day we take Charnamrita. What is Charnamrita? It is basically the water or the other ingredients which have washed the lotus feet of the Lord, right? It becomes so like this. And the devotees of the Lord also become worshipable. Even the place where Lord appeared or performed his pastimes also becomes worshipable. After all, what is this? Vrindavan is also some mud and stone and Sri Vrindavana also. Why? Because here Lord appeared. Lord performed his Leela. Aradhya Bhagavan Rajendra Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Then, how to worship the Lord? Ramma Kachit Upasana Rajavadu Vargena Ya Kalpita. How to worship the Lord? We should worship the Lord in a way the gopis worship the Lord. That's the best form of worship. Not the Vedas, not the Brahmanas, not some very austere tapasvis, danis. No, not all of them. Simple cowherd girls, how they worship the Lord, that is the best worship. So these are all will be clear if we read Bhagavatam. Then why it is all these things will be explained further and further, especially in the 10th canto. Then Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Puranam. There is inebriety. There is no guidance in this one Amalam Puranam. Amala means some dust or some contamination. Amala means no contamination, completely clear, crystal clear, everything. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Prema Pumartho Mahan. The opinion, fifth instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is what? Prema Pumartho Mahan. Generally, all the Shastras, they talk about Dharma, Artha and Kama and Moksha. Right? But actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not speak any of those things. He spoke directly of Prema Bhakti. So, generally, if you take any religious people, okay, one is non-religious people, and then they are not interested in spiritual. Forget about all of them. Even the religious people, those who study the Vedas, and then those who try to understand the Vedas, those who are trying to achieve the ultimate goal of life by taking guidance from the Vedas and Guru, even they are misled many times or most of the time. Why? Because they are not understand the ultimate essence of all the Vedas. The ultimate essence of all the Vedas and scripture is prema, or the loving. It's not okay, be a religious person so that you will be respected in the society, or so that you can earn money. Be a religious person so that whatever desires you have, you earn money, and whatever desires you have, you can fulfill kama. Okay, when you are filled or fed up with your life of sense gratification and these things, then go and get merged in the supreme existence, moksha. These are all not the ultimate. A soul, what is the potential of a soul, what highest one can achieve. Like being an Indian citizen, what highest you can achieve? You can become, politically speaking, you can become a prime minister or president of India, or you are a scientist, you can build on rocket or something like that, right? So that is the highest potential. But if I tell, even though you are Indian, you can only be MLA. This much is your level. This is the highest level. That means cheating, right? So similarly, soul has potential. So potential to become a religious person and then enjoy material world, swarga, naraka, wherever you want you enjoy, go around, all these things. All these things is possible for the soul. It's not wrong, or it is not forbidden. So this is the one possibility of the soul. And then another possibility is forget about this material world, which is dukkhalema shashvatam, and get liberated and get merged into the Lord. That is also a possibility for the soul, but that is not the highest possibility of the soul. That is one possibility. Higher than is, okay, go to Vaikuntha Lokas and then accept mukti of Salokya, being in the planet of where the Lord is situated. Lord is also there, so same planet. Then or get the which Lord has, same kind of opulence, Sarshti, or Sarupya, get the form as good as Lord. You are also as good as God. God-like, right? Or Samipya, become a close associate of the Lord. Even this is not the highest possibility of the soul. This is nothing. Even the Vaikuntha Vasis who are liberated and who are having this four kind of liberated state, they are also progressing. They are also progressing to become the close associate of Lord Sri Krishna in the Goloka Vrindavan. So this is the highest prema, love of Godhead. What is this love? Love, and about this love of Godhead is mentioned everywhere in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has coined some word and removed. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exclusively spoke from Srimad Bhagavatam. See, this is what it is. Don't go anywhere. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimai Pandit, who has studied all the scriptures. It's not some, he has studied Srimad Bhagavatam and he is explaining Srimad Bhagavatam. No, he has studied everything. Even materially speaking, when Lord Chaitanya appeared, he studied everything. It's not that he studied only Bhagavatam and presented Bhagavatam. No. It's not like that. He studied all the scriptures. Practically, he was so great a scholar, nobody would stand in front of him. They were afraid. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will tell, okay, what you studied, explain. They can't explain. When they explain, Lord will tell, no, you are understood wrongly. He will put another explanation. Then they will tell, yeah, what I studied was wrong, what you are telling is right. No, you are fool. This is not the right explanation. I will explain another way. This is wrong. So like this, Lord would explain something 3 times and then defeat it 3 times himself. This is the learning of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even the great scholars of his time, Digvijayi, Kashmiri Pandit, Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they were all like highest scholars of the time. And they all gave up all their scholarship just because of the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his explanation of Vedanta Sutras and explanation of importance of Bhakti Marga in comparison with all these other 4 Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Moksha also is nothing. Moksha is just doorstep. I was telling, no, that right door. That door is actually moksha. And then that door is always open for the devotees. Because the devotional activities does not belong to material world. These activities of dharma, artha, kama, moksha belongs to material world. But the activities of devotional service does not belong to material world. Golokera premadana harinama sankirtana. If somebody is chanting Hare Krishna mantra or performing devotional service under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, coming from the parampara, which is directly starting from Lord Krishna himself, how can it be material activity? It is not material activity, it is spiritual activity. That means if you are performing devotional service, that means we are already in the Vaikuntha. But if we continue to do that, or do 1 hour spiritual activity, then do material activity, then falling down. Therefore, it's called, we should not be like punascharvita charvananam, again and again chewing the chewed. Give up material activity, completely be engaged in spiritual activity 24 hours a day. Then 24 hours a day, we are in spiritual world only. And that we can feel in our heart. It's not that, it's all imagination. We can see ourselves. Compare ourselves with even our own family members, our own friends, and any person in the material world, how much confused they are, how much disturbed they are, whereas ourselves, we are so peaceful. And then if you continue to do devotional service, you will become blissful. Then if you continue even more, we will become ecstatic. Ecstasy means, that all the symptoms are there. Hairs are standing on end. Like to get this ecstasy perverted way, we go to some Wonderla, we go to some water slide, jump fast, then bungee jumping. All these things are not required. Naturally, a soul will be ecstatic. That's ecstasy is called prema bhakti. Ecstasy, so much in love with the Lord that just by remembering the Lord we will become ecstatic. That's called ecstasy. So this is the possibility of the soul. And achirena, this is not some false, some promise. You do what I say for 100 years, then you will get this. Not like this. You do this now, immediately you will get it. So this is the mercy mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is very nicely presented by the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, and then which is very nicely presented by Srila Prabhupada. And just I would like to end by saying how much Prabhupada has taken trouble to print this book, Srimad Bhagavatam. You see, Prabhupada left his family in 1954. Before that, he was having some business, and then he was getting some money. So with his business money only, he would print Back to Godhead magazine, etc. But later on, he left that business and left the family also. No money, practically. But he has to follow his Guru's order. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj has told, if at all you get money, you print books. Okay, money is not there. And preach to English-speaking people, right? So, you have to speak, you need some material, to speak. So, something Prabhupada wanted to present this Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada said, not even Bhagavad Gita first, let directly be Bhagavatam only. So, and Bhagavatam is so big, 60 volumes, 60 books has to be printed. And then printing is one thing, you have to write also. Every shloka, it has to be translated, meaning, like word-to-word meaning, then translation, then purport. And then purport cannot be, some imagination. It has to be in line with the Purva Acharyas. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, all this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, all these Acharyas, we cannot deviate. So much of work is there. One is writing. Then Prabhupada is day and night, he is writing in Vrindavan, in Radha Damodar temple. Then somehow he has finished few chapters. Then he sees that chapters can become a book. So first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam can become a 3 volumes. Now he has written so much that at least 2 books he can print. Now money is not there. Okay. And so printing cannot happen in Vrindavan. You can sit and write, but you cannot print books here. There is no printer or printing press, anything. So Prabhupada would go to Delhi. Then it's winter. So Prabhupada did not have money to purchase jackets or sweaters, nothing. And then in Delhi, where he will stay? There is no place. Then some printer, Prabhupada somehow has spoken. So go morning and then do your business and come back. But sometimes you have to stay there also, to see the work going on. So it was difficult. So then that printer press person only told, you are struggling so much, why are you doing this? So Prabhupada said, this is my mission, given by my spiritual master. Then seeing that, then that printing press person only, his name is Kapoor or something. So he said there is one temple here, Radha Krishna temple. So in Chippivada. So in that temple, we will speak to the trustees. So Prabhupada gets one room. So one room he has got in Delhi also, where he can go and there write also and then oversee the printing activities also. So purchase paper, give to the printer, reading has to be done. Prabhupada himself will do proofreading, everything. Then they have to print and the money has to be paid to the printer, otherwise he will not give. And money is the another problem. So everything is set, now money is not there. So then Prabhupada, somebody suggested Prabhupada, do one thing, why don't you go and approach big people, business people or rich people. So no contacts. So somehow, why don't you ask Man Prasad Poddar? He is the Gorakhpur Press. Gorakhpur Press, where they print Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we all know this. So then Prabhupada went and approached that person. He is in Bihar somewhere, Gorakhpur, right? So Prabhupada went there. Then Prabhupada got 4,500 or 4,000 rupees donation from him. So with that money, Prabhupada printed the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the struggle which Prabhupada has taken. Why we have to remember this? Because our intelligence is polluted. We have to remember these things. It's not that it is very easily it is given. Even Prabhupada also had to struggle to give this thing. And why they are struggling? Prabhupada could say, I will sit and chant 64 rounds, 128 rounds, I'm liberated. No, they are concerned. Because of concern only, today also the sages are asking, see, this is the situation of Kali Yuga. Kindly explain how to advance in spiritual life and how to achieve highest goal of life, even though this is the situation. So in spite of all these troubles, Prabhupada presented this Srimad Bhagavatam. Just by reading this, Prabhupada says, one will become not even 12 cantos, 9 cantos. 9 cantos. 12 cantos are there. You don't need to read 12 cantos to get liberated. 9 cantos are sufficient. So that means with the intent, Prabhupada has written in certain way, and we have to understand that intention, that uddesha, and then in that mood in which Prabhupada has written, in the same mood of a devotee, if we also approach Srimad Bhagavatam, then getting liberated is not a big problem. 9 cantos, just read 9 cantos and we become liberated. So, and then 10th canto is for a liberated soul. Okay. So, because it's Lord's activities, direct activities of the spiritual world. Those are the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. It's not activities of material world. It's directly activities of the spiritual world, which is enacted in the material world. So that, and it is recorded. But it is not that it is limited to the material world. The same activity is going on in the spiritual world also. So this is the thing. We'll stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare